Okay, hopefully that will work. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can.
I can hear
Yes,
you.
I
We
can
can
hear
hear
you
you.
now.
Okay. Perfect, perfect. Okay. All right, so let me show you. All right, so you guys go on mute, please. All right, let me show you the pipeline. Oops. How to create a pipeline. All right. So if you don't have the AI grant prompts, then what I'm going to do is show you this one prompt. And you probably see prompts. Yeah. I literally have like 300 gigs of speed every other time of the day. That is so funny. I have to just laugh it off, okay? All right. So I'm showing you a grant opportunity, live grant opportunity. All right. So this, if you could take a screenshot of this, what I did was I took a prompt from the AI prompt guide, and this helps me to decide whether or not I should move forward with a grant. Some of you all are applying for grants. You keep applying for the wrong type of grants. And because you're applying for the wrong grants, you're getting declined every time. So, what I did is I put the prompt in, we're applying for the grant below. Based on the previous giving history, previous grant recipients, and programs that they have supported, which program of ours should I submit to the grantor below? How much should I ask for? And what should be the impact I should focus on? This is a very, you don't know to prompt this. Most people, when they're using ChatGPT, they'll just say, find a grant for me. And you're like, your ChatGPT is like, okay, your wish is my command.
Now we know that volume is clicking and breaking up with Ty speaking, and you can't hear her. But she's giving you the prompt right here. Ty, you may have to change locations because it's coming in very robotic. We can't hear it at all. It's very choppy.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and change locations, but I want to leave this prompt up real quick and open up. Let's just open it up for. I know this is impromptu. Let's open up the chat for questions real quick.
Okay, very good. So she's leaving this prompt up while she's changing locations. If you're in the room, make sure that you're able to copy. Now, if I were an attendee, I would screenshot this prompt right away because, as you know, Ty has won millions of dollars in federal funding as well as state and local city funding. One of the things she uses, in addition to authentic intelligence, is artificial intelligence. And she's giving you the opportunity to know how to use the artificial intelligence. This is a very powerful prompt. Yes, I love AI. I do too. And you want to be able to copy this because, as she said, some of you may not have heard her, but one of the reasons that people fail is not because we fail to plan and then we plan to fail, is because we do plan, but we just plan inappropriately, not knowing which grant is appropriate or best for your business. So, what we like to do is give you those micro grant opportunities so you can get some quick wins. And that's that under 50K, 10K to 50K. And so she's showing you the prompts that she's used and that we've both used to get our clients and ourselves these 10 and 50K grants. So you definitely want to copy it, and then you can convert it to your area of business, and we'll be able to show you that. And if you're in VIP, we'll definitely walk you through your particular business if we have that opportunity to do that as well, for those of you who are in VIP as well. Ty, are you back? I didn't know if she was in that new location, but while we're waiting, if it's okay, my name is Dr. Stacee Lang. I am her co-facilitator with partners in here. So I want to be able to answer a couple of these questions. Can the screen be larger? Okay, so admin and Ty, if we can make that screen larger, some people would like to see that screen larger. And then for those others, you'll also be able to get, for those who are in VIP, you're going to get a recording and some more details in there if you missed it. That was another question from a VIP. And then spare fingers to make it wider. They said use your fingers to spread to make it wider. That's somebody telling somebody how to do it manually. Product-based businesses. If you put in exactly what product, because you know product is in many areas. Products can go from diapers to keychains to clothing to medical marijuana. So which products are we talking about here? Let's put that in the chat and I'll give you some direct feedback. All of them are fundable and small grants, but it's just a different approach for each one. Oh, thank you so much, Ms. Tucker. Thank you. We appreciate you so much. Women's watches. Love it. How about right away? I'm going to tell you to take the women's off and just say watches. Because we live in an anti-DEI administration right now, you don't want to be exclusive to women's watches. Now, there are some men who wear women. I'm a watch person. There are some men who wear women's jewelry and watches. It could go, jewelry is so universal. And because of that, you don't want to say women's watches because then that's called exclusion. And when you start excluding things, then they're going to exclude you. So one of the things right now is people are losing funding and opportunities because they're saying things like women's watches instead of timepieces, or timepieces is good. Jewelry, something like that, to help for especially it depends on what kind you're getting. If it is for luxury and expenses, then that's a whole different corporate contract and a different approach in order for you to get that. Ty is working right now on trying to get back into the system. So while she's doing that, I want to go ahead and answer those other questions. School supplies, absolutely. You can get, are you a nonprofit? Miss Ellis, if you're a nonprofit, I mean, we could change your life with school supplies.
Yes,
You can do that.
yes, I do. I do the
You are a nonprofit.
I do
So
international.
here's a hot topic. Here's a gem. Every nonprofit in here right now need to go to Good 360. Go to Good 360 and register. Good360.com. And maybe 360 Good. Let me see what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is right now. It's Good 360 charitable organization. You want to go there right now. If you're a nonprofit, you want to register your nonprofit here. And they are so incredible. How incredible are they? Once you register your nonprofit, it's a 24-hour registration. And once you are registered, what will happen is you will have access to freight, not to just school supplies. You have access to freight at a fraction of the cost. So you'll see things on here on Good 360 that I have several people that have schools and daycares. And yes, Miss Johnson, I love Good 360. So one of the things you can get right now at school supplies, they're going to spend $500, but to get a package, but they come on like a Walmart 18-wheeler. So it's like a $360,000 worth of school supplies. You can pick whatever level that you want to be in part. There it is. Thank you so much. You could pick whatever level of products and services you want to go into in that catalog. And once you're in there, you'll be able to see, pick any of the categories. As you see, you can go from clothing to school supplies to luxury items to electronics. And I was getting ready to say, if it is, it's called the administration fee, the administrator. You got to sign in to be able to see the numbers, though. As we're working and sign into your account, and then they can see the difference. Like you can get pallets of things. So everybody on this call with a nonprofit, register today and good 360. So wanting to be realistic, what is your program, Trina? Tell us about your program. Drop that in while Ty is going to come back and tell us a little bit more about those grants. And then toward the end, I'll be able to do a briefing about what's happening tomorrow with the Gov contracts. But Trina, if you tell us something more about what you're doing, then we'll be able to give you some direct feedback. That's a hot seat. I love to tell you, just drop your business in and I'll give you what you need. Seriously. You can get a year-long contract with some platforms and receive items monthly. Absolutely, you can receive items monthly, but if you do the administrative fee, pay, pick out whichever ones you want, it is beyond worth it. Look at a local pickup for me right quick, Ty. Over one? Yes. So here, if you want, because it's a box, you don't get to pick, right? So, but it'll tell you if it's new or used. Like for $75, you'll get an $850 worth of products. As you go down, and 75, you get $6,000 worth of products. Home Depot, you can get. I've gotten people who do, when your houses burn out, they do whole housing replacements, so they get the Home Depot. If you scroll down, you will see that $360,000 worth of product and supplies, and God let you have a warehouse anywhere. Like it's worth renting a storage unit for some of these products. IKEA, if you hit some of those other ones though, the truckload donations, hit the truckload donations. Go to Amazon or Aldi's, people who feed communities and things like that. There you go. You paying $1,500. That's $135,000 worth of products, and that's literally. It's always less. Like in Chicago, I did it. They gave me last season Macy's blankets, but those blankets were like $1,500 and $2,000 per kit, and incredible blankets. And you can sell them. You can give them away. I mean, they're donated to your, well, you pay an admin fee to your nonprofit, but it is just a phenomenal opportunity. And I do not work for Good 360. It is just a gem for those of you who did not know. So if you didn't know and you found that information helpful, let us have some hearts because you just been served.
Dr. Lang, thank you so much for those nuggets.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Quick question. Do they offer machinery?
Yes. Say it again.
Do they offer machinery like for farming?
They do. You can get machinery. It's a whole nother website for machinery too. Like Lockheed. It's who is it? Cat. What is the name of it?
John Deere.
I actually got some. John Deere and another one. It's John Deere and I think it's something beginning with a cat. It's in my database, but I'll pull it up for whoever that is talking.
Yeah, this is Minister McClendon. Thank you.
There. Let us know as you team grab that name,
Denise,
so that we can help them. Minister McClendon, I see you had your hand up. Can we?
That was me. I just asked about the machinery.
Oh. Okay, excellent. Yes, you send in what you need, and our team will make sure that you get that information. Okay, Divine Doggy. Ty, are you back? Can you go live on that overview?
Okay, are you able to? I'm hoping that maybe
you're loud and clear.
Okay, because it was working fine, you guys. It was working fine. but I was at least able to navigate the 360 page for you all because this is what I'm going to talk about. This is the product grant. And hold on, let me put you on mute, Dr. Lang, because your feedback is going again. Okay, great. So you guys just experienced live, and this is one of the things that's on my slides, the different types of grants. So right now you're looking at what is considered to be a product grant. So as you can see, the administrative fee is because they have to run this platform, right? They are good 360. They have this robust website. They have the logistics to it. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. And so they have to make sure that they have some type of administrative fee to help with those costs. But listen, guys, you're getting over $135,000 worth of products.
Ty, are you changing screens? Because we're still on 360.
Yes. Okay, so you see good 360, right?
Yes.
There's an echo again, madam.
Okay. Okay. So many of you who have attended any of my programs or classes or workshops in the past know this framework. It is absolutely the only way that I will take you on as a client is if you let us work on this first. So if you come to us as a client, you say, hey, Ty, I need you to do grant writing for us. And then I go through these questions and I say, do you guys have a mission statement? Type 1 in the chat if you have a mission statement for your business. It doesn't matter if it's for profit or nonprofit. Type 1 in the chat. 2 in the chat if you do not have a mission statement. Okay. Number 2, strong governance. This is your board. Type 1 in the chat if you have a strong board. That means they give to your mission. You're not paying them, they're giving. If you do not have a strong board, type 2. You might have family members, other people, but they don't give. Let's see what we got. I remember I had a family board, so I'm not going to knock you if you got family members on your board. But the downside about having family members on your board is that they're going to ask the same people while they're raising money. They have the same circle as you. So it's so important to have a diverse board. And I'm going to share with you how your board can actually generate a $50,000 to $100,000 for you this year with the right board members. We have a board chair who is a senior executive at Microsoft. At Microsoft has a program called Double the Donation. I'm going to show you a tool that I use to show me if that board member can actually ask their corporation if they can donate money to us as well. What we found out was that Microsoft matches $15,000. $15,000. So now he wasn't able to give 15,000, but he was able to get close to 10,000. But what he decided to do to make up for the rest for his board dues is he did dollar for hours. Now that's when your corporation pays $25 for each hour your board member will donate to your business, to your nonprofit. Now this is specifically nonprofits. If you are a for-profit, you're not going to have a board of directors. You're going to have an advisory council. Okay, I'm a very strong believer. I have a lot of sayings that comes from the Bible. So I apologize if I offend you. I'm not meaning any harm. I'm not trying to proselytize, but it just comes out of me at times. All right, but there is safety in a multitude of counsel. You guys may know that scripture. There is safety in a multitude of counsel. Why is that? Because you don't know everything. And when you have a strong board, foundations look at that as strong mission. So make sure you find strong board members. If you want to know the quick way to find strong board members is by putting a free listing on LinkedIn for, you make sure you put this in the title, volunteer board of directors for, and then you're going to put the type of organization. So youth organization, health organization, sports organization, whatever type of organization you're going to put. And I guarantee you, you're going to get some solid board members. Start off, if you don't have board dues, start your board dues off at $500 a year. $500 a year, guys. Somebody do the math. How much per month is $500? How much is it per month? What's that, like $40 or something like that? 40. I mean, if they can't afford $40 and some change, they don't need to be on the board. They need to be looking for a job. Like, you need to make sure that you have somebody who can at least contribute to the bottom line. Okay? So, products or services. This is the programs. Brick number 3. Without programs, they don't have anything to give to. So some of you, and it's a lot of you, you only do events. That is not a program. Events is not a program. And when you start doing only events, funders look at that as unstable. There's no way you can track measurable outcomes. Type this word in the chat. Measurable outcomes. There is no way you can track measurable outcomes when you are just doing events. Well, what is a measurable outcome? That's a good question, Ty. What is a measurable outcome? It's an outcome that you can track. So what are some of those outcomes? For us, we're a youth arts organization. So we track report cards. If they come to us in the after school program, we get their report cards on Q1, and then we get their report cards on Q4. And then we track how much progress those students have made while being in our after school program. And if we can connect the tutorial services that we do in the after school program versus the rest of the school, because the school also published their median test scores. And we can prove that the students that are in the after school program actually get higher test scores. That's how we got $1.5 million from the Federal Department of Education, because we were able to prove it. Can you prove? It's not what you do, it's what you can prove you can do. That's a good one. Somebody need to write that down. Brick number 4, the financial and legal infrastructure. This is your compliance bucket. So many of you, oh my gosh, I get so many inquiries. I get so many inquiries every single week. And I cannot tell you how many times someone says, I have a nonprofit organization. And I looked them up and their 501c3 status has been revoked. It just happened last week. I mean, on Saturday, I went to an event and they really thought that the nonprofit was a legal nonprofit. And I found out, and I had to be the bearer of bad news, that your nonprofit status was revoked 3 years ago. That's so sad because you're raising money as a nonprofit organization and you're not a nonprofit. So compliance, financial and legal, not just legal. That's on the legal side, making sure you have that, but financial, making sure your bank account says the name of your organization. Those are basic things, right? But there are still people using their personal bank information for business. Stop. Okay, number 5. Real revenue strategy. This is multiple streams of revenue. You should have multiple streams of revenue. The reason why I'm not doing the Get More Grants challenge, because that's only one stream of revenue. And I'm teaching multiple streams of revenue. And so, and what streams of revenue that I have? I have government contracts. And I brushed it up. I said I was going to bring these checks so I can show y'all the proof, facts, what you can prove. This is another one. Y'all see that? Congratulations.
No, we're stuck on that home screen, Ty. We only see the 7 brick framework audit. We don't see that.
So what I was
all right,
doing,
we see you now.
All right. So I grabbed some of the grant checks that I still had that I already deposited them, but I wanted to bring some. I brought them so that you guys can see how many checks I have that are from the last month. This one for the back to school event that we're doing. Some of you said you need help with school supplies. Someone just donated $3,000 for school supplies. Summer camp. You see that? That date. What's that date say? Last month. I'm showing you grants and contracts that we have to oblige by these contracts to operate a summer program in the county. And what they want us to do, as long as we fulfill the terms of the contract, the money is ours. So what are the terms? They said, we want you to give the kids of this county access to the arts for a very low price or for free. So how much does it normally cost to attend an arts camp? We did some math. In the city of Atlanta, the average cost for summer camp is between $250 and $400 a week. A week. Y'all, if you have school age kids, you already know that that's a lot of money. So add times 2, 3, or 4 kids. That's school age. There is no way a mom of 3 or 4 that's working a regular job is going to be able to afford a summer camp for her kids. So what is she left with? We call it latchkey kids. How many of y'all was a latchkey kid when you was a kid? That means you was left at home by yourself until your parents, and they said, don't you leave this house until you get home, till I get home. You better not leave this house. I was a latchkey kid. And if you know anything about being a single parent, any single parents in here? any mom or dad. It doesn't matter if you're a mom or dad. That remove one income if you're a single parent, because I'm talking about a two-parent house. That's how $400 a week is hard for a two-parent household when you got three kids. You're talking about $1,200 a week, and these kids are out for 8 weeks. That is a long time. So what we're doing is we're creating the opportunity for students to get free summer camp or low in. You want to know how much the kids are paying right now? They started today. Summer camp costs $50. And the county is loving it because we're making summer camp affordable. Oh, that's $50 for 6 weeks. It's one-time registration fee. That's it. Tuition is free. Thanks to our wonderful Cobb County, Fulton County government, who gifted us with a wonderful $50,000 grant. So what service do you offer? What program? That's number 5. When you talk about multiple streams of revenue, we did not collapse during the last 5 years because we had multiple streams of revenue. That's why we did not collapse during the pandemic. Okay? And then the last 2 bricks, number 6, branding and marketing. Type 1 in the chat if you have a website. Type 2 in the chat if you don't have one yet. You don't have one yet. I want to see what we got here. A standard website can be created in less than 5 minutes today. In less than 5 minutes, you can have a beautifully crafted, well-designed website with a program called Lovable or Base 44. And all you have to do is make sure that your information, the information that's on your website, matches what you have on that doggone grant application. Okay, they look at that kind of stuff. They're looking at that kind of stuff. So, last one is your leadership and your team. You are the leader. So you and your team, who is on your team? If you don't have anybody, this is where you start recruiting volunteers. Where can you recruit volunteers? Volunteer Match. Well, they got bought out by Idealist. So you will go to Idealist, IDEALIST, idealist.org. Idealist.org. And find yourself some volunteers. These are people who are retired, college students, people who want to help. You got events coming up. We got back to school event. I have a volunteer match out. I have, we're getting donations from these volunteers. They're calling in their donors dollar for hours so they can then volunteer for our back to school event and then turn in the hours that they work to their corporation, and then the corporation will cut us a check for that. I'm showing you low-hanging fruit. How can you get $50,000 within the next 90 days, $50,000 to $150,000 within the next 90 days? How can you get that much money? Well, it's not that much money. First of all, let's change your mindset. It's actually not that much money. So let's start with saying, type in the chat, it's not that much. 100K is not that much. It's not that much. And how are you going to look at this? How are you going to bite the elephant? One bite at a time. So you're not raising 100,000. You're raising $1,000 100 times. You're raising $500 200 times. Okay? How many how many $100 bills can you collect? And it's not even all you. Remember, I said you can get money from people volunteering. So you can get $100 at Microsoft for a Microsoft employee coming to help you out for 4 hours. There's $100 right there. I'm finding money for y'all. I just found $135,000 for you because I just showed you on Good 360 how we got those pallets for $135,000 for $3,000. So if you have not learned anything from me, you learned that Ty Woods get grants. Follow me on social media platforms. Ty Woods get grants on all platforms. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Stacee Lang, who's going to close it out for us tonight.
Wow, wow, wow. What an honor and privilege it is. If it was good for you all, please put some hearts and give Ty some love. Okay. Gio, if you could pull up the slides for me as we transition. Let me tell you something. Ty gave some incredible information that is called immediate activation. This is not the time that we get that information and just sit on it. This is the time that we get that information and execute. My assistant is pulling up the slides for me. Can we make sure that he has access? He needs permission to share. If you have a question, because we only have a few more minutes with you all, as this is the accelerator challenge, why we're getting grants as well as contracts. Ty talked to you about what happens in the nonprofit arena with the grants. I want to talk to you about how you can put them together with the government and how the government is writing checks right now every day to the tune of $7.1 trillion. Let me say it again, 7.1 trillion. And is the federal spending every single year. It didn't stop. I was sharing in VIP session earlier. Elon Musk just hit that $1 trillion mark. But do you know almost 80% of that funding came from government contracts, SpaceX, Tesla, all of the electronics, the AI, all of that is falling in 50 billion. You can look it right up. It's public information where you find that multi billions of dollars that accumulated and making him over a trillionaire. The IPO is real. Yes, you better get you some. However, in that process, you really don't want to miss the opportunity of the government that is writing checks. The number one question I want you to put at the top of your paper is your name on it. Next slide, Gio. I want you to know every year of that 7.1 trillion, 500 B for billion, goes unclaimed annually. We're talking about money budgeted that's never awarded because no one applied. And it's pennies to somebody else, like those who are applying. But I want to show you tonight and tomorrow, you will have a deep dive on the federal contracts. So I get the honor and privilege of really showing you how to get the what we call micro grants, where you don't have micro contracts, where you don't have to bid and you don't have to go against anyone. You just have to qualify. So we're going to show you the qualifying steps to get you into that micro funding opportunity. Okay. 23% is mandated for small businesses. Do you have under 1,500 employees? Do you make sure your line is muted? Do you have under 500 employees? Are you doing less than 5 million a year? Because if so, then you qualify for that small business. Some people think small business means that you have to be doing a little bit of money, but you can be doing multi millions and still be considered a small business. Under 500, make sure you have under 500 employees. So that 45B that you're looking at on the GSA. The GSA is the marketplace. That's where you go for pre-approved contracts that you can tap into repeatedly. That's where you go to say, I don't want to provide Department of Veteran Affairs. I don't want to provide them the mental health services, but I do want to provide their food services, the straws. And in order for me to do that, I'm going to go on GSA and be registered, have my paperwork right. For those of you who have been in VIP, you got to get your paper right before you can get what right. Put it in the chat. If you were in VIP, you know the answer. So if you are in the GSA, you already know in that marketplace, you don't have to be the big guy on the block. It's 45B over there. The crumbs of that will change your work. There we go. Get your paperwork right so that you can get your paper right. Go to the next slide. Thank you so much, that iPhone user. Okay, so we got two rivers. We got the grants and the contracts. Thank you, Dr. Belinda. We got grants and contracts. Grants, I need you all to understand this about grants. Grants fund your program. Contracts funds the delivery. So what does that mean? That means that grant says, as you just heard Ty Wood say, we got $1.2 million to fund after school programs. That means for this to happen. Contract says we're going to give you 1.2 million for you to deliver the service. Why do I lead with contracts? Because contract is saying I'm gonna write the invoice and they're paying an invoice. They're paying an invoice. So I don't have that same budget. No, you got a different deliverable. Here's the deliverable. Can you deliver the service? Sometimes you don't need the full amount for every line item that you have in a grant that you can deliver differently in a contract. The bottom line is, if you're a bottom line person and you just, let me give you what I said I would give you. Let me deliver the service that I said I would. Let me deliver the 2 million straws. Not that I had to deliver 2 million straws and have 14 people on staff and give this much in fringe benefit. We want the low-hanging fruit. Now we do them both. But I want you to understand there's two rivers that's all leading to this one big ocean. So your grant history is your contracting resume. Everything you've done, not just grants, every business. Now you get to create what you call my contracting, I can't even think of the name of it right this moment, but I'm gonna give it to you in a minute. You got to have your capability statement. My resume for my for-profit is my capability statements. What can you do? What can you do is what's written there. What you've done in the grants, what you've done in a business arena, what you've done in your for-profit, your nonprofit. Some people say I'm going into health services and but you've been helping people for a long time. What we train you to do is how to verbalize what you have done and that skill set, who you have worked with, even the people you bank with, you work with them, they work for you. Those are sometimes your donors. So you got to learn how to utilize those skill sets and verbalize it in such a way that makes all of your skill set come to the top. Yes, Ms. Tucker, leverage it. So contracts don't require you to give anything back. Unlike grants with this rigid reporting and contracts that you paying and performing and scope, at the end of the day, I want renewable money. I want to do something and I want it to keep happening. I want this 5-year contract. Now I'm loving grants because my contracts will fund my grants. I will use my for-profit or nonprofit contract to own the warehouse that my nonprofit is giving away products and services that I just got from Good 360, and I put them in my for-profit's warehouse, who I got to pay the for-profit, who the for-profit now is not only leasing to me that I'm paying them out of my grant money, but I'm also leasing to the government because they need somewhere to put all their stuff too. They shut all these buildings down. They got to get rid of that stuff. We the people, bring it to us. You understand? I want to show you how to be the people. The SBIR, that's the Small Business Innovative Research Award. Let me tell you, I was just talking to someone and they talked about how people were able, it's all on social media everywhere, that you can collect an amount of urine, and in that urine, save it for a certain amount of time, and it regenerates cells and cell stems and all of this stuff. So someone said, you mean to tell me you can get a research grant for saving urine? And I said, this is when I tell people there are grants and contracts for pretty much anything you can think of. It's just about how you word it. So I want to find out why this little rash on my skin, am I the only person in the world that has it? How many other people have it? So now your Nexus codes, yes, we take you over your Nexus codes. I see that in the chat. You all, I'm in 3 places in my head at once. So I want to see, what do? I want to create a SBIR research grant. Don't let research intimidate you. Go ahead, Gio. Don't let research intimidate you. We're going to help you get through that. Why? Because that's where, I mean, 2 million for research. You do your fact finding. Now that is a contract in the form of a grant. Next slide, Gio. That's a contract in the form of a grant. So I had some people ask me about this gym, about the college. Make sure those lines are muted for us, team. Someone was telling me, it's time for college. I want to know, how do I get money for schooling, and can I do it? Let me tell you something. Upward Bound. Some of us, I'm an Upward Bound product. I'm a product of Upward Bound. Some of us know about it, some of us don't. But for those who do, that talent search, that student support services, those are 3 programs in one. It's $1 billion annually. The Department of Education pays contractors to tutor, to mentor, to prepare students. Take that low income. Now, I have it here. Now, they do it for low income, but don't you put that in your contract. It is not about low income. That's exclusive. It could be high income. It doesn't matter about where your income is. It does, but you can't state it. So students to go to college. You don't need to be in a university to win. That's open to the public. So if you're a person, I have people that say, I'm taking students to school, I'm informing them. That's a gem for you if you're doing that. The Title I tutoring and curriculum contracts is just, you're doing the work already. Many of us are already in the promised neighborhood doing after school community learning. The HUD and the DOE, HUD, the Housing Department, the Department of Education, they jointly fund college access. So we want to show you how to access these contracts. But this is not the best of all. We get into it. Workforce. I heard someone in BIP talk about workforce development, and he got a plan for them to go to college. He want to tap into this federal contract money, because contract money is good. Grant money got a timeline on there. You're going to go through that process, and Ty going to give you and break down every 7 one of those bricks that she just went to in detail. But let me tell you, for those who are in VIP or wherever you are, get that information, right? I hope you screenshot in here. That workforce development, those are the jobs. Right now, we got over 7 million. The job market is decreasing because AI is increasing, but it's really not decreasing. It's just shifting. It's shifting. So you got to be ready for the shift. What you are in right now, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the largest transference of wealth in the world, in American history. Many of us won't ever experience this again. It is my duty, as well as Ty's, to give you what you need to capitalize on this opportunity. I hope you picking up what we putting down. Gio, go to the next slide. I get excited. So if you hear my passion, know that I'm excited because I want you to get it, right? So the world's richest man right now, look at this. SpaceX got 15 billion. It's documented. You could pull up one of my companies right now, one of my contractors, Freedom New York, and you will see that we have right now, you'll see the 2 billion. It's on sam.gov. We can't hide it. I mean, it's public information. You'll see the 2 billion in government contracts where we're buying and have bought fuel for the Pentagon. Those are government contracts. Some of you all want to be in that space. If you do, let us know. If you're in VIP, you already have access. So wherever you are, just contact us and let us know. Elon went for Tesla. He had an idea. He used the innovative contracts that I just told you all about. Sometimes we don't win because we don't know. And I think Ty talked about wisdom. Knowledge is a fleeting thing for those of he who lacks knowledge. Really, I mean, you lack so much when you lack knowledge, and we want to make sure that you're able to get the knowledge that's needed for you to tap into it. You might not get it all. So one of the things we want to teach you to, when they say knowledge is power, the truth is executed knowledge is power. You showed up tonight. That's execution. We had over almost 800 people that registered for this opportunity. So if you and your friends are not here, and tomorrow we get to deep dive into these areas, I hope you make it. If you didn't get in now, I hope you make it here tomorrow. Okay. Starlink, $900 million. Are you kidding me? 900 million. Those are government contracts. That's public information. And if you're thinking right now, if you're doing anything, I mean, if you're collecting urine and want to know if it's going to change your stem cell if you drink some of it, it is a government contract for it. You understand what I'm saying? Get some straws or some shoestrings, but do something in order for you to tap into these revenue streams. Gio, go to the next slide. So this is the sweet spot, everybody, that I love, the gold mine, the micro purchase gold mine. Agencies, all agencies across the world that are across the US can offer, they can pay out the 10K with zero competitive bidding. You can stack these across agencies. You can do it for 52 weeks of the year. So 10K, let me say 10K per week. But 52 weeks of the year is about $520,000 for one agency. What does that mean, Dr. Lang? That means that if I put my capability statement in sam.gov, I'm going a little bit over. So I got to hurry up. I got to wrap it up. But let me just get you this part, okay? Let me help you. If I say I mow the lawn, and I want to mow Department of Veteran Affairs lawn, and I put my contract, my bid in, my paperwork is right. My paperwork is right. I'm putting in a bid, and I'm saying I want to provide this service. It's listed. We need somebody to do this service. Housekeeping, the paper, what is it called? Repair work. It's so many of those small, repeatable business, staffing augmentation. I believe in staff augmentation because I don't have to do all that work. I'm going to go and get the bid and put my 10K in, and then I let somebody else do the work. You get paid very well because I like my people to stay. Don't underpay your people. I pay my people. I have my money as subcontracting. Let me break the verbiage down for those of you who are saying that's a subcontract. Absolutely it is. And you could do it where there is no bid. Did you know that? That is a micro contract. Okay. But we got to make sure you're in SAM and you're properly registered. You have your cage number. You have your UEI number. You have all your registrations in order for you to obtain that contract. But it is nothing but paperwork, which is why you saw the VIP say, if you don't have your paperwork right, you can't get your paper right, your money. Okay. So the federal real estate is leasing. If you got an apartment or a shoebox, the federal government is leasing out 5 to 15-year leases. If you got a blank 10K or more land in Mississippi, or I'm just giving you an area, it don't have to be Mississippi, it could be Illinois, anywhere. You can have it anywhere. If you got some land and these data centers that's coming, they're coming. So if you got some blank land that Uncle Tom left you for you to have, you can literally monetize that land at $15,000 to $30,000 an acre. Where you at? What you doing? Right now, somebody is saying, oh my God, you mean to tell me I've been a millionaire all this time and I'm sitting on it? There is oil wells in your backyard. And it's happening right here and now with these government contracts. IDIQ is nothing but repeatable guaranteed money. I love the federal government contract system because if your paperwork is right, AI technology is hitting at 60 billion. Many of you all are already doing those AI agents and bots and all that stuff. I don't even know how to do it, but I know people. I know someone. Some of you all look at people for people to be on your board. They right here in this room right now. You got to look around to the person next to you. So if you haven't looked in there and said, "Here go my email. I'm looking for a board member. I want to talk to somebody in here." Let somebody know what your needs are. You don't have to reach far. One of the benefits of being a part of our community is that you have a network that's thinking like you're thinking, that's moving like you're moving. Next slide, Gio, that want to win like you want to win. My name is Dr. Stacee Lang, and I've had the honor and privilege of going over just a few minutes extra, but I hope it was worth your while. Tomorrow, I get to have you for a full 45 minutes, and I am going to break down the blueprint on that quick billionaire contract opportunity. Okay, you get the full billionaire blueprint, and I'm super excited about it. There's my direct email and office number. And if you haven't already confirmed your attendance or VIP or whatever it is you need, make sure that you contact myself. Follow me on social media or Ty Woods, because you have just been served. Ty, I'm going to give that to you and let you close us out.
Woo! Can we give it up, everybody? I need all the hand claps. I need to see all of the hand claps. You guys don't even know what you just got today. Even with the technology, it still was fire. Okay, so thank you so much, Dr. Lang. Hey, set your timer. Tomorrow. VIP 729. We starting at the hot seat right at 7:30. 8 o'clock. General mission. We are starting on time. All right. Thank you all for coming. See you tomorrow.